Hi guys, welcome to Trucking Along with Kiersey. That's me. Today I want to tell you about how I lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks and went down 1 pant size. You can do it too, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to lose 80 pounds and hopefully you'll be here to watch me. I've done it twice before in my life and kept the weight off for years. I know how to do it, I just got lazy, and being a trucker, it doesn't help either. But I'm going to help you, and hopefully I'll motivate you to improve your life, whether it's weight loss or starting a new hobby. You want to get into photography because that's an awesome thing to do across the country. We see so many fabulous, beautiful places. Or if you want to take an online college course. But I hope that me meeting my goals is going to help you to meet yours. So stick with me. Again. So step 1 is to prepare, plan, and commit. That's what you have to do. No matter what it is that you're trying to do. If you don't make a plan, you're never going to make it. And if you don't motivate yourself into doing it and you don't commit to doing it, whatever it is you're trying to do and accomplish, it's not going to get done. And the truth of the matter is, I've been a trucker for 4 years now. 95% of anybody who winds up starting trucking, 95% do not complete the first year. They lose interest, they drop out, they can't hack it. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the rest of us truckers out here on the road that have completed the whole year, we are committed, we are determined, and we are able to do whatever we want to. We can kick butt. So what I decided to do, part of my plan was, before I stepped on a scale, before I changed any food, I was going to, number 1, replace all of my liquids with water. I normally drink about 40 to 60 ounces of Snapple a day, of Snapple iced tea. And it's all sugar. It's absolutely all sugar. So I replaced all fluids with water, and I didn't change my eating at all. But I was making a plan in my head of identifying what in the truck stops I'd be able to eat. There's really not too many healthy choices out there for us. So what do we have? We have some fresh fruits. Usually at Love's to me seems to have fresher bananas, fresher apples, fresher oranges, things like that. Flying J has salads. So I made it a point to try to look at the different salads, see what I would like. Beef jerky and the Lunchables used to be my go-to item, so I was deciding, that's not a good idea, and that's a lot of sodium, so we're going to cut that out. So I basically made a list of what I found to be acceptable and what I would like, and I just prepped myself and motivated myself that next week I'm going to step on a scale, I'm going to have this plan already of how I'm going to do this. And that way, it didn't seem like I was just like trying to change everything at one time. If I went cold turkey with just changing the water and then, going to calorie counting all at the same time, I know I wouldn't do this. So I have to do it in stages. Maybe you're the type of person that you can just go like that and change, but I know I wouldn't stick with it. So I had to make sure that I could find foods that I wanted and be able to do things in little at a time. So yes, my first phase, yes, I was drinking my bottled water and I was still eating my M&Ms while I was driving. But I was planning the whole time, how am I going to deal with that later? So then, after we get to that, we wound up going to week 1 of the actual food change. And that's when I weighed myself. Wasn't happy with the scale. I was totally expecting it, but that doesn't mean I had to like it. So that's when I started from that point, and I didn't count calories, and I didn't worry about portion control. I just started eating healthier items. So instead of going for a burger inside the truck stop or in Denny's or whatever, I I'd grab a hard-boiled egg or 2 hard-boiled eggs and just whip up some egg salad, throw them on a couple slices of bread, maybe have a salad from Flying J. And then that way I wasn't, eating horrible stuff, and I still wasn't starved. I wasn't depriving myself. I didn't feel like I was on edge. So that's pretty much what I did like the first week. I didn't limit quantities and I didn't count calories. But by eliminating all of the sugar in the Snapple that first original week during the pre-plan phase, I got to a point where my taste buds changed. And by the time I got to the end of week 1 and the beginning of week 2, I couldn't stand bread anymore. And I love bread. But we pretty much only have one bread choice brand when it comes to the truck stops, and that's Hostess. And it wasn't until I tasted the bread on the second week that I made a sandwich. It tasted like I made a tuna sandwich on top of a donut. It was that gross and disgusting, I swear to God. And I was like, ew! And I was on the phone with my friend Scott at the time, and I was like, ew, this is so gross. And I thought somebody spilled something on my bread. I really did. I was like, oh, this is, the whole batch is probably bad or whatever. I threw the whole loaf of bread out. So later that day, I wound up going and get another loaf of bread from a different store. It was still Hostess because that's what they sell in all the truck stops. And I tried it, and it was the same thing with the white. I never liked wheat, so I didn't want to go get the wheat. But then I did just because I wanted bread. I like sandwiches. I like tuna sandwiches. I like the egg salad sandwiches. And so, I kind of stuck with it, and I wasn't happy with it. But because I've done this a couple times before, I knew that there was a better bread brand out there, and I knew that I could probably find it at Walmart. So in my next video, I'm going to do a whole list of all different brands that I swiped out that have either really low calories, some of them have no sugar, no calories, no sodium, no cholesterol, gluten-free, and they'll add taste and flavor to your product, to your food and your products, and they won't take away from the taste. It won't make you feel like you're missing out on something. So that's what I did on the first week of the diet change. I also implemented Leslie Sansone's Walk Away the Pounds, which you can find on YouTube. Now, I also did her 20 years ago and 10 years ago. And she's really great, especially if you're new to exercise or new to walking. When you're this big, it's hard you just can't go run a treadmill. I'm not running anywhere because, I'd be like this. And, when you try to do things like Zumba and that sort of thing, you have to have coordination and you have to have rhythm. I have no rhythm. I clap on 1 and 3 and I dance like a white girl and I trip and fall. When I became a truck driver, my mother said to me, how the heck are you going to clutch and shift at the same time? My whole family was on American Bandstand in the 50s, and I'm a total embarrassment because I have no rhythm. So trying to keep up with those type of dance steps and videos, I just couldn't do it. So I found this Leslie Sansone, and she basically is a walk-in-place type of situation, and you move from side to side, and you do some knee lifts, and you do some arm work, and as you progress, you can use weights, you can do the arm bands and the stretchy bands and stuff like that and add different motions. And she adds in a few different steps here and there, but it's nothing crazy. It's also nothing that takes up a lot of room, which means you can do it on your truck, even when it's snowing outside, even when it's raining outside. There's no excuse to not do this. I've been using the excuse that I'm just freaking lazy. I mean, that's just the truth. But even for somebody like me, I have a lot of muscle mass. So when I do try to lose weight, I lose it very quickly. I just don't know how it's going to work this time, being that I'm older and we're kind of limited on the products that we can get as far as how often can I find a Walmart and get to a Walmart, that kind of thing. But I can say this, I have not had any sugar cravings, I have not had any kind of cravings at all, and I'm not feeling hungry. So again, on this week 2, this is when I start dealing with portion controls. This is when I start, well, you know, I'm not going to sit here and have 2 egg sandwiches. I'll have 1 egg sandwich. I would have like a salad along with the sandwich, and then that way I didn't feel deprived. And I didn't bring the water, but I like the Fiji water, so I would drink like 2 of the 1.5 liter bottles of water. So you wind up drinking 3 liters a day, or sometimes I drink 4. I think I've already drinking 3 today, and it's only like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. So it's totally doable. Something that I was really, really bad with was snacking while I was driving. So instead of having the M&Ms there or the beef jerkies, the beef jerkies are all full of sodium. They're really not good for you. They have a lot of oils in them, and like when the little bead hard things that you can taste in the beef jerky, well, they're preservatives. That's how it doesn't go bad. So those type of things, just they're not good for you unless you actually make it yourself. You really don't know what's in there. So it's not a good idea to do. So I had to back away from that. What I did do though, I put, I can always grab a banana from Love's. Almonds really helped me. Walnuts, I'll just sit there and have the bag of almonds and just eat them periodically. Something else, chewing the food. Really taking your time to chew the food and enjoy it, rather than just like, oh, I'm just gobbling it down and then you swallow it. You can trick yourself into believing that you're more full than what you are just by taking a slower time to chew. Dining out, you can make healthier choices. Even at, like, I went into Iron Skillet like my first week, and instead of getting a BLT with French fries, I wound up getting steamed green beans without butter. And you know, somebody might say, well, you shouldn't have had the mayo, you shouldn't have had the white bread, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe that's true, but the truth of the matter is, normally I probably would have gone in and got a steak with a baked potato and corn, and all that starch would have been no good for me. Or I would have gotten some greasy burger that would have been totally, you know, like 5 times more calories. So my point is that I have to do this little by little in order for me to stick with it. And there's no race, there's no competition. So if that's what you need to do to get yourself motivated, to get you to the point where you're eating healthier, then go for it. As far as the walking in the Leslie Sansone, what I started on my second week of the food change, I started her 1 mile walk. You can find her on YouTube. It's called Walk Away the Pounds. She does 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 4 mile. She has a 1 mile jog. She has different ones with the stretchy bands, like I said. And so I decided I was going to do it 3 times the 1 week. She also has a fat burning video, which is 20 minutes, and it's a little bit more of a faster pace, but I wound up doing that every other day. And now that I hit the end of my second full week, I went down 10 pounds and 1 pant size. Woo! And you can do that too. Now, my plan here on out is going to be to keep trying to reduce the portions. I do really well with, say, like I said, 1 hard-boiled egg, because that's a protein, and then maybe a piece of fruit, another bottle of water. I try to drink water at least a half hour. Start drinking water a half hour before I start to eat, because it's going to fill you up. And then you're going to have less cravings for food. You're going to be less hungry. It's going to sustain you longer. But anytime you feel hungry, the best thing to do is go for a salad. And I mean a healthy salad. I don't mean the kind that has bacon and a ton of cheese and ham and all that. Because if you look at some of those salads, they're 650 calories, and then you add 200 calories for the salad dressing. So what good are you really doing? You might as well have had the 600 or 700 calorie hamburger. Now, yes, 100 calories of ice cream is different from 100 calories of, something else, like bread or whatever. But my point is that you have to do what's right for you. Disclaimer, I'm not a clinician, I'm not a doctor, I'm just telling you what's worked for me over the years, and what I'm going to do this time. Trust me when I tell you, I've done every diet. I've done the Weight Watchers, I've done I've done the Weight Watchers, and I've done the Jenny Craig, and Nutrisystem was the only thing that really, really helped me. And other than I did do a program that I created myself, and this is very similar, and I'm going to do it again. And I just hope that I can motivate you. And let me know if this video motivates you, because I want you to comment and tell me, I'm motivated, if you're ready to make a change like I am. Comment, click, hit like, subscribe, hit that little bell, and ring my bell. Okay, showing my age here. Half the people watching this probably don't even know that song from the 70s, but in the next video that I'm going to do, that I'm going to link to, I'm going to show you different products that I'm going to swap out. I found all these products that have, I said before, they're sodium free, they're sugar free, they're calorie free, and you could create your own little concoctions and then add things to it. Like, if you wind up finding something that's diet per se, even I went to Quiznos. Quiznos, the chili was 230 calories, and it wasn't that big. It was, small. But if you add in your own green peppers and onions, or you wanted mushrooms or some other kind of vegetable, it plumps it up. And then doing that, you're going to fill yourself more. In addition to that, add a salad. But add a salad with like broccoli and lettuce and cauliflower and tomatoes and peppers and onions and things like that. Don't add in, like I said before, the bacon and the ham and the cheese and all that, because that's just going to add more calories that you don't want. So I hope this helps you. I hope this motivates you. I hope you stay tuned, because I'm going to keep updating you on my weight loss. I went from a size 20, 22 down to an 18. My pants literally fell off of me at a customer yesterday when I was picking up. I got out of my truck and the pants were falling down and I was trying to roll them up, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I had clean underwear on. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you out here trucking along.